Old Musician's Blog number 73. I'm back in the garden again. Well, right now I'm just taking a little rest while one of the plants, the little guy, is getting a little drip of water. And I've been watering the beans and the peas and the radishes and the onions and the tomatoes. And of course the green ladies. Oh, and the sunflowers and the marigolds. And while I'm working down here in the garden, I can hear, just across the street a little ways, the sound of the hammers going. It stopped right now, but you'll hear it again probably in a minute. Where they're building a new house down on a lot that's been there for years and years and years on the other side of the road, and it's a nice lot and everything, and it's great that they're building. I don't have any gripe about people moving in, except of course that it does, as everybody's on a well here, it does bring up the water issue, and so far everything's holding steady, and I hope it continues to for the long future, because it's good water. It's a little hard. It got a little calcium in it, but it's good water. And all of those building sounds send me back in time. I suppose that's what old people do, is they drift back into their memories and see and hear thoughts and experiences more closer to how they happened, I think, unless those are imaginations. But I think that the sounds and the smells and the sights of certain things send us back into some kind of subterranean memory zone of the mind that. And I purposely I say mind instead of brain, because I don't know where the boundaries of these things, and I certainly think that we exist outside of our physical structure somehow or another, and that we're able to shift our consciousness from one location to another. And actually, in virtual reality situations, people are already proving that this is quite easy to do. Surprisingly easy to do, to shift the feeling of the body into a substitute body. And I think that, people like drone pilots, well, they have these new racing drones now that fly all around different places, and they are flying them around, like Greek ruins and stuff, so you get a view of things that you would never have before. And the pilots, it takes a great deal of training, because I know that they also race these drones, and you have a full immersion vision, virtual reality vision from the drone's point of view. And so you become, in fact, to at least the sense of sight perception and some emotional attachment to that, the drone itself, because you're seeing things from its point of view. And as more and more you're able to see, feel, hear, and have the sensations of being in another location, so that a non-locality emerges of the conscious being and identity that we see to be ourselves. And as one drifts back into memories from the past, the sounds and the smells and the sights can evoke very powerful feelings of of whatever those memories represented somehow in the matrix of memory and the mind. Um, I've worked a great deal in construction during the course of my life. I never took it on like, wow, this is something I really want to do because it gives me the power to make money, which is true in the world, in a worldly sense. It can do that, especially, if you take it on, get the knowledge, become a contractor, do the bidding and all of that kind of thing that goes along with these kinds of construction work. But no, I always like to work more in the position of second or third in command, so that I could really leave the job behind when it was time to quit and go and do my dreaming and my reading and my thinking and music and all of the things that are more of a creative bent, at least to my way of thinking. Though I've learned more from friends of mine who've really applied themselves into the construction field, that there's actually a great deal of empowerment in being able to support yourself in a worldly manner, which is much more difficult in the artistic world. And I can't say that I've ever been well, I've been somewhat successful because, it makes enough money to buy the firewood and, do some various things that I do, as, spending money, certainly. And I like to have some money coming in from music, at the level that I'm being in, creating in, and who knows what the future may bring. The same with writing and any kind of creative endeavor where you take your mind and you place it somehow into some kind of creative body. Like those logs that just came up to the deck. One of them looks like a head, and the other one kind of looked like it was standing on a tripod, so it seemed like the tripod wanted to go the other way up. And so I did that, and then a day later I thought, well, that looks like the head looking for a body, so I picked that sucker up, even though it probably weighs 70, 80 pounds, and I put it up there on the upside down tripod of the body, and now the head has a body. So, I don't know, Lucy said, oh, that looked like it could have been a table and a chair. And yeah, it could have been if it was going to be useful, but somehow I prefer its artistic, visual representation of the moment. And so, considering that the hammers in the background seem to have died down, I guess I'll save some construction stories for another day.